to another round of Indian Racing League. We have the F2 race today, as we always do at Sundays, 10 p.m. Indian Standard Time. We will be racing around Britain, and as things stand, we still probably have a few drivers who will join in, and then we will soon get underway. Right, so let me just quickly post the link to this video on Discord so that people can watch it. And at the same time, if you're watching, let me know if my voice is audible and is louder than previous streams, because what I've noticed is my voice is a little feeble, and I've tried to switch around my microphone settings a little bit so that my voice is heard louder on the stream, but I'm still not entirely sure if that will work. So if you think my voice is too low, let me know. I will probably change a few settings as well, and let's get going in a few minutes. Right, thanks Herschel for that confirmation, and all the best for the race. Let's see, Sid Venkatesh yet to pick his car, and let me just quickly check who is yet to join the lobby. Okay, so I'll quickly mute my mic and just see if my voice is loud enough. Just hang on a second, guys. Yes, let's check if this is better, and I will have to mute again. So yeah, this is probably a one-time thing, and hopefully I don't have to make this changes every time I jump on the game to comment it. So just bear with me, guys. Yeah, I think I've found the right balance of audio here, as PSI is making a very early prediction that he will spin out again today. So let's hope it's not true, because he span out on the last lap, the last corner of the feature race. So that was quite disappointing, and we can see drivers already readying up now. So we should be underway very soon. Right, so it seems like the only two people watching are actually racing. So I hope we get a little more audience in so that people are not watching this while racing. But nevertheless, we will, and we are going to go very, very soon. So 12 drivers today, and probably lesser attendance than what we're used to in the previous races. But nonetheless, I hope the drivers do fight a lot and give us an entertaining race to watch. Yes, Jin, hello, how are you doing? And are you also playing the role of Bono today for Wayfix? Right, so it's a one-shot qualifying here, guys. So let's see if we can follow a driver around. Not yet, it seems. We have fixed setups here, so not a lot that people can change. But here we go. So we are with Oxidized Rage, and let's in fact follow Arjun Shah this time around. He's having a very strong season. He is second in the Constructors Championship as he goes through Abbey and then to the village section here. Goes to the second gear. Didn't really take a wide entry to that corner, so keeping it really tight to the apex there. And now getting on the power, and as he now is on the Wellington straight, one of the overtaking opportunities on the track with the help of DRS in the races for sure, as he uses a little bit of the curb at the entry and hugs the apex nicely, avoids the inside curb there. So and he goes a little deep there into that hairpin there, and traction out of here is very important because it's a long run down to the next corner in Cops, which is flat out in Formula 1 cars. But let's see how much does Arjun have to lift. Yeah, considerable lift there to ensure that he doesn't run wide and invalidate his lap. So as you can see on the top left, he is P3 right now according to the lap which is putting, and he's P2 right now. As something has happened to Noah, maybe he lost a lot of time, he's in P9, and Caesar being in P4. So let's continue with Arjun as he is now on the hanger straight after emerging from the Maggots and Beckett section. So VFX seems to be on pole right now considering the lap time he's doing, and let's see what Arjun can. He definitely is good here for a front row finish, but that was a little slow maybe through that corner, but he's still keeping second place for now. Let's see if he can snatch something at the final. He doesn't, so that's a good lap from Arjun. It's at 39.2 and it's 3/10 away from VFX's pole, which was a 38.9 I believe. So good pole and a good lap from VFX, but not too bad from Arjun as well, as Herschel I believe was P3 and Caesar on the second row in P4. So that's the great PSL Legends on P5. Sid Venkatesh joins him on the third row in P6. Oxidized Rage in P7. There was the only 7 drivers who actually completed the lap or did not invalidate it. Phantom in P8. Nova West, very surprising disqualification from the qualifying. He is P9. He will start P9. Red Stoned Up in P10. Deevscal will directly start behind his teammate in P11, and Quick Killer in the Trident team will start P12. So just more than half the field setting a lap time. So that's something which are not used to see. Maybe a lot of people invalidated their lap times around the Maggots and Beckett section, but nevertheless, let's go. It's a feature race which will be 15 laps if I'm not wrong, and it should be a softs and hards tires which are available. So it should be a one stop as it always is in feature races, and the weather is dry. It seems like it's a little cloudy, but I don't think there is any chance of rain here today. So for the next 15 race we will be live with these drivers, and because there are no rules of starting on the tire you qualified on in F2, it will be interesting to see the tire choice, because that's probably what made the difference in France, as VFX and Caesar started on the harder tires compared to Nova, and because of an early safety car, Nova was able to pit on those hards and go to the end, while Caesar and VFX had to stay out and then pit later on under green flag conditions. So that really ruined the strategy as the formation lap is on. And with that, let's have a look at what tires people are using. Yeah, so as expected, VFX and Arjun in the front row are on hard tires, Herschel and Caesar on the softs behind them. So interesting tire choice from both of them. PSL Legends on hards, Sid Venkatesh on softs, Oxidized and Phantom on hards, Nova on softs in P9, and the bottom 3 are on hards as well. So a good mix. Out of 12 drivers, we have 4 drivers on the soft tire strategy. So let's see how the starts go, and because Caesar and Herschel both will probably have a tire advantage at the start and for the first 3 or 4 laps, and then is when will those soft tires start losing advantage. So Caesar seems to have learned from his strategy in the last race, and he might be expecting uh, early safety car maybe for this race, which could then allow him to pit for a set of hard tires and go to the end. So in terms of championship, Nova is leading unsurprisingly with 181 points. Last weekend was the first time this season any driver won both the sprint and the feature race. So Nova West won both the races there. As I see two requests maybe, or definitely not predictions from Caesar, that Nova and VFX both should DNF. So he's making sure that his rivals are out of the way and he gets a load of points against them. And yeah, so in terms of championship, Arjun Shah is P2 with 155 points, the closest challenger to Nova, with Serial Killer in P3 with 123 points, Herschel in P4 with 116, and VFX in P5 with 115 points. So quite close between P3, P4 and P5 right now, and VFX would be looking to ensure a good start here because he was not able to finish on the podium in either the feature or the sprint race last time around. He DNF'd rather in the sprint race, and in the feature race, as we just discussed, it was a safety car which really ruined his chances of a podium. So let's see, Caesar is in P8 in terms of championship with 84 points. He missed a few races, but he's back now, and as you can see, competitive as ever. Right, so the cars are on the grid, and 3, 4, 5 lights on the grid. Lights out and away we go. It's a good start from VFX, and Arjun has a little bit of a wheel spin, so Herschel has definitely taken P3 there, so has Caesar, so making good use of those soft tires. Seems to be clean behind us. There's a car around, that's Quick Killer, who has lost a lot of places there, and Arjun Shah from P2 has gone to P5 as he taps Caesar there. And I think that's PSI Legends. Yes, it is PSI Legends who is challenging him for that corner, and PSI Legends will get that position from Arjun. Up ahead, Caesar and Herschel are behind now, as Arjun and PSI had contact there, and they are trying to make this work in terms of corner. Let's hope that none of them get pinched at the apex, as Arjun does take that corner. And up ahead, there's a yellow flag somewhere. Let me just quickly turn on track map. I'm sorry I forgot that, but yeah, Herschel and Caesar right behind VFX here, and look at those soft tires go. They are really fast at this set of the race, especially at the start, but VFX is ahead of now, as Caesar is now challenging Herschel. So VFX would hope that these two can battle it out and allow him to just go into the distance, as Nova starting from P9 is already in P5, so he has picked up 4 places here. And let's see if he's now going to make a move on Arjun. Possibly he will there, as the front three you can see ahead squabbling, and it's Caesar who has gone a bit wide, and Nova, and he will not keep the position there. So as they're trying to battle it out, as up ahead Herschel is challenging VFX for the lead, but he stays behind for now, and that's Caesar into P2 as Herschel went really wide there. So Caesar now into P2 on those soft tires, and Nova still behind us. Herschel gets a 3-second penalty. That's a very, very early penalty for, and Nova has again, oh my god, what's wrong with his internet? That's again a desync from Nova. So we are riding on board with him, and we can see that he is in the race, very much in the race, very much in control of his car, and very much in P5, but he is P10 on the standings right now as he now goes. And let's hope that this time drivers do remember that. Hopefully, if there's a yellow flag there, Steve Scale gets a 5-second penalty for corner cutting. I've not really seen a 5-second penalty, but Nova seems to be back on the leaderboard now. I think that was not a disconnection from Nova, but rather a glitch in the leaderboard, which we usually get on the first few laps of the game. As this battle, Nova is now on the inside of Arjun, and they're going for it. What a move by Nova, riding on board with him, and I think Noah has made the mistake here. Arjun will fight back for sure through maggots and brackets, but Noah will have that play. So Noah into p4, and let's hope he can catch Herschel and Caesar for a good battle up ahead. As Caesar now within 3/10 of VFX as they are weaving. I'm not sure why. Caesar was definitely weaving there, and he's trying to angle for a move here. As there he goes, and let's see if VFX covers the inside. I think he's staying to the center seconds. VFX, Caesar absolutely sends it, but goes a little deep. But he will have that corner, and now he would be hoping to just run away with this one. As VFX has to lift off mid corner, as Herschel now out of nowhere has taken p2. Now let's see how these guys now. As VFX does the smart thing, ducks out of it, knows that if by any chance they crash, that's both their race is ruined. As all the time it's Nova West behind, who is now going for a move on VFX, and let's see if he can take Herschel as well. What a double overtake from Nova there. DRS is still not, DRS is open rather, because this is the third lap, but Nova, and is that Arjun or Unsha? It is. So it's all happening here for the battle for P2, as Caesar is all the time gaining an advantage, and he's beyond that 1 second gap now. So it seems like the top three are on soft tires, so maybe that has worked out really well for them. And behind, Oxidized Rage and Phantom are battling right now. Phantom just lost a position to Oxidized Rage. Let's see if he can get it back, not in this corner but maybe through maggots and brackets. As behind, it's Arjun Arun Shah who is now behind VFX, and I think it's really important for these hard tire runners to ensure that they stick with the soft runners, because otherwise it would be a real trouble for them to come back into the race. As Herschel is trying a move on Nova but hasn't really worked out, and Nova is behind. Oh, that's Phantom going really wide. Not really sure what happened there. Maybe was it contact with Oxidized Rage? I'm not sure, but it's Phantom on the grass, and he's doesn't seem to be making an attempt to come back on the track. Now he is back on the track, but there's no damage as such, so maybe it was just pushed wide because of a contact there, but he has lost a lot of time and positions. But yeah, as I was saying, it's Nova who is now going to challenge Caesar. He will have DRS on the Wellington straight, but Nova already has a penalty. Let's see what penalty that is. I missed that, and it is a 3-second penalty already, so we have barely into lap 4, but we already have 3-second penalty for Nova. So now he would be hoping to put Caesar under pressure, but that is a safety car as Phantom has retired. So this now is perfect for those soft runners. This is exactly what happened in France, and it has happened again here in Britain, and now this will help the top three is for sure, because they can pit on a set of hard tires and go to the end. But people like VFX, people like Arjun as Nova, I don't know what happened there. As Nova ran into the back of Caesar there, and there is definite damage to his wing, so Nova will lose a position to Herschel as well because of the wing change which will happen. But that was really strange to see, because it was under safety car, and maybe he misjudged how close he was to Caesar. I'm not really sure. But further behind, so I'm pretty sure the front three will pit, but let's have a look at what VFX and Arjun do here. Are they going to pit? I don't think so. The pit lane is very long, and VFX and Arjun understandably so staying out, as the top three are pitting now, and Nova gets another penalty. I think that's another penalty for Noah. Let's have a look. Yeah, let's have a look. I think, yeah, he has got 2 5-second penalties for contact with Caesar twice there. So I'm not really sure what happened. Caesar has a 5-second as well, as Noah will have a wing change here. And this is not going to plan at all for Noah. It's a very, very long pit stop on those hard tires. And okay, that was a really long pit stop. Even Mercedes pit stop were faster in a few races. But yeah, back to the leading pack, VFX, Arjun and Redstone are leading, and Oxidized, PSI Legends, Quick Killer are the people who have not stopped yet, I believe. Let me have a look at the stops and see if... Yeah, so the front six have not pitted, Teves has not pitted as well, and in terms of tires, everyone as expected are on those hard tires. Right, sorry about an interruption, but Redstone up in P3, and if we want to have a look at position change, let's see how many positions people have gained. So yeah, Redstone up has gained 7 positions, so it started P10, and Quick Killer has gained a lot of positions as well. It started P12, but Phantom the only non-finisher in the race so far, and I believe the safety car, let's see if it's coming in the end of this lap. I don't think it is, so we will go around this lap for one more time, and that is one more lap under the safety car for these drivers. And also for the hard runners, it is important for people who have pitted that their tires hold on to the end. So this is going to play right into the hands of drivers like Caesar, Herschel and also Nova, but Nova with those penalties has lost a bit of track position, but he is directly behind his teammate in Cal, so he might not make it very difficult for Nova. But nevertheless, the race start should be interesting because it is the front row who started. VFX and Arjun are the two drivers in front again, but now they are locked into a strategy which will make them lose a lot of time, because one, they have to pit under green flag conditions, and two, Silverstone pit lane is one of the longest on the calendar. Right, so the field has bunched up now, and once the drivers exit sector 2, we should be having a confirmation shortly thereafter that the safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. So let's see how these drivers navigate the start, as VFix is almost racing with the safety car there, and once the message pops up, he will, as Redstone Dub goes really not deep, but he was really close to Arjun, and had there been contact, that would have been a 5-second penalty probably for both the drivers. So good save by Redstone there, as that's a confirmation bottom left that safety car is coming in the end of this lap, as Arjun is preparing for his tires to warm up. But has VFix already gone? I don't think so. That's just a gap. It looks like he has gone, but he is not really allowing the safety car to go away. So now he puts on the brakes, or does not really use a lot of power to get through that corner. But now I think this is when we will be underway, and the track should be green pretty soon, as there's a car in the pit. Oh, that's a safety car, my bad. So as Redstone goes very deep there, and behind him Nova has already overtaken Cal. So as we were expecting, he does take P9, and he is directly behind Herschel now. Nova gets another 3-second penalty, so Nova is getting a lot of penalties today, and I think because of so many penalties, I think that's his win out of the window now. As we are still following with the top 3, as Caesar behind has overtaken Quick Killer. Not exactly, but both. Quick Killer goes really wide there, and he does keep the position against Caesar. So good defending by Quick Killer, and since both of them are on the... as Herschel, I think, yeah, I heard contact, and there was contact by Herschel on Caesar there. So Caesar is under attack from the car behind, as Nova is watching this now as Quick Killer and Caesar. Yeah, Caesar still stays behind for now, but all the time that's a train now forming of three very fast and very determined cars behind him. So let's see if Herschel stays back for now. If you're riding on board with Noah, Herschel tries for a move there, but does not really work out. But here goes Noah, and let's see if he can make this one stick. He seems to have got a considerably better exit, but up ahead it seems like Caesar will now make a move, or he won't. There is no DRS for now, so I think he will stay behind. And this is really good defending from Quick Killer here. He is making life very tough for Caesar. Caesar now, is he going for a dive bomb there? He not really a dive bomb, but he does make that move stick, but he is now losing time again because he has to battle Quick Killer all the time. And now Herschel gets a good exit out of that corner. Let's see if he can challenge Caesar going to turn one. Not really. He has to lift off to ensure that he makes the corner, and Noah at the same time is just behind him. Let's see what Herschel does. Does he dive down the inside? He doesn't, but it's Quick Killer in fact making a move on Oxidized Rage, and this would be really frustrating for Caesar. He's behind these people for almost half a lap. As up ahead, because we are stuck with this battle, it's VFix who has lost the lead of the race, and it's Arun Shah who has now, I'm sorry, I'm getting as Noah puts on a move on Herschel, but he will have the outside of this corner because it's his real banging there, and Noah now is almost ahead of Herschel, but getting that slipstream is Herschel, so he will have track position ahead of Noah. So let's see how these 5 cars navigate the next few corners, as Noah is on the outside and he goes really wide there. I'm not sure if he got the position. It seems like he will just now. So he has got the position there, and riding on board with Noah, he gets another position on Quick Killer as he's pushed a little wide. And up front it is Caesar who is now going to make a move on Oxidized Rage, so that will be slightly easier for him since there's just one car he has to navigate, and then he can set his sights on the top 3 who have gone up a little bit, as that's definite contact, and I'm not sure if that's wing damage for Caesar. We'll have to look at some other angle here and see if there is wing damage, but it seemed like wheel banking, so Caesar might just be okay with it. Yeah, there's no wing damage there, so good for him. And up ahead there's a yellow flag in sector 3. That's Steve Scal, who's probably had a moment there. And up ahead it's VFix behind Arjun after being overtaken after the safety car restart, and he doesn't seem to be making any inroads just yet. And okay, so Caesar has lost a lot of place or a lot of time there. I'm not sure why that is, as up ahead it's PSI Legends making a move on Redstone Dub. So PSI, as we discussed, did not have the best of the feature races last time around, is driving around really nicely there, but Redstone Dub will come back to him as Noah and Caesar are battling each other. And this is Redstone Dub on PSI Legends, and PSI Legends was just pushed a little wide there. Redstone Dub will have that position, and they go into the Maggots and Buckets corner. Let's see how they navigate these set of corners, and let's see if PSI Legends can actually challenge Redstone Dub for the podium position right now. Not right now, but let's see if Noah can put Caesar under any kind of pressure because of the DRS which he has. Probably not on this lap, but maybe into the Wellington Straight, as up ahead the gap between the leaders has decreased. It was about 7 tenths the last time we checked. It's now 3 tenths now, as Noah is going for a move on Caesar. He will have the outside line, but Caesar covers him off really well there. And now on the next straight it's Quick Killer and Oxidized Rage who have pitted, and we will have to switch to the battle for the lead, as it seems like VFX might go for a move here on Arjun Shah. He's quite close, but he lost a little bit of time at the exit of those 2 corners. So not sure as PSI has, or rather Redstone has spun, and not sure if there was any contact there, as Noah gets another 3-second penalty. So that's 9 seconds of penalties which Noah will not be able to take away from his race, and he does put a purple sector 1, and while he will gain a lot of positions on track, but it seems like he will lose a lot of positions because of those time penalties. As Caesar, though, I think the only penalty which he has is a 5-second penalty, as Nova tries to go for move on the outside, but Caesar places his car well on the middle of the track. As Caesar goes wide, so that might be a warning for him. But following this battle, Caesar now does get his first 3-second penalty of the race, so but he still has an advantage over Nova in terms of track position as well as time penalties. As here goes Nova now. I don't think he's close enough to make a move, but let's see as he approaches. Does he go for a dive bomb? He doesn't. He keeps behind, as Arjun now is into the pits for a set of soft tires, so he will be really fast at the end of the race, but at the same time he would have lost a lot of positions. So let's see how it does, and Nova loses his wing again behind Caesar. So that's a lot of contact between these two drivers, and the post-race discussion would be fun here. I am really looking forward to that one. But yeah, behind, as Herschel is also, so if these two kind of have any contact, and if they are to spin out, it's going to be Herschel for the win here. So he is sitting behind right now and allowing these two to fight and hope that there's an incident and he can take advantage of that, as now he would be losing a bit of DRS because yeah, he's back into that 1 second window now. But up front, VFix has a lead of 7 seconds, but he should be coming in at the end of this lap. He probably was hoping for a safety car maybe, but it seems like that Nova has gone wide again, and despite his wing damage is able to keep up with Caesar, but she is going to lose a lot of time here because of time penalties, and now because of the wing damage he has, as there was a considerable part of his end plate which was missing, as Nova goes a little bit wide, and Herschel, I don't think he has the pace because of Nova's DRS to challenge him in this corner, but it seems like the best place for Herschel to overtake Nova could be into the heartbreaking zone, into what's it, turn 3 maybe, or turn 2, yeah, turn 2 I believe, because in the village section of the track, because that's where Nova will lose a lot of downforce through those fast corners, as VFix is into the pits and Caesar puts a fast lap here. But let's see if Herschel can make any kind of impression on Nova here. Not right now, as he closes to, not really closes, but he keeps behind for now, and Nova will not have DRS this time around on Caesar. So now this will bring Herschel into the play, and let's see how he approaches the next few corners. As further behind, Arjun Shah has now overtaken. Has he overtaken VFix? He has. So just as we were switching to him, he has overtaken VFix, who was exiting the pits. And let's see if VFX can fight back, and will that be a podium? Is this for podium? I don't think so, because they are long, they are quite far away from the front three, so irrespective of the fact that they are on faster tires right now, they will not be really challenging for the podium. I think Sid Venkatesh is yet to pit. Oh, he's not yet to pit. So Sid Venkatesh is in a good position here right now, as now we are with Herschel, who is now getting into the slipstream of Nova, but Nova's exit has allowed him to be front of Herschel right now in this corner. As behind, this is a battle to watch, because these two were leading the race for quite a while, especially when the safety car came out, and now VFX is battling Arjun. It's good that both of them have no penalties, so they can really fight it out and no penalties will come into the picture. But it seems like Arjun is fighting back, but for now VFX has a position as Arjun Shah, because he went wide, he will have the 3-second penalty, and that is good news for VFX, as these two have gone side by side for almost the entire sector. But VFX has that position back, but Arjun will fight back here. Let's see what he does. Is Arjun does put a fastest lap, And does he take VFX again into this section of the track and repeat his move from last time? He is going for it. He is going to dive down the inside. He's pitched at the apex, but given just enough room to make the corner. And this is a battle which has gone on for almost an entire lap now. And what a battle we are having here, as Arjun does take DRS now, so he will probably stay in front since VFX does not have DRS. He's in the slipstream though. And yeah, we can see the penalties wiki there. You have on the screen Caesar with 8 seconds of penalty. That's a 5-second penalty under the safety car, and then 3-second penalty for corner cutting. Noah West with a lot of penalties with 14 seconds, and 9 of them are time penalties in terms of corner cutting, and 5 penalties are for contact under the safety car with Caesar. Herschel has a 6-second penalty, Sid Venkatesh has a 3-second, and Arjun Shah has a 3-second now. So VFX is guaranteed, if he doesn't make any mistakes and stays penalty free, he will finish P5 here. But there are still 2 laps to go. Is behind. Redstone Derp and Quick Killer are battling. It's Quick Killer who is ahead of Redstone Derp, but let's see exiting the Maggots and Bracket section. So Redstone Derp should be probably making this move, as Quick Killer is deciding on where to place his car. He favors the inside line for defending, and Redstone Derp is through, I believe. Which Quick Killer does try to fight back, but that's a good overtake from Redstone Derp, so that puts his car into P8. But if you look at the time penalties right now, you will see that he will lose a lot of time, including that position, to Quick Killer because of his time penalties. Right, up ahead, VFX is still behind Arjun, and let's see if he gets a little close now onto Wellington Straight, which is an overtaking opportunity in F1, but it seems like that in F2 it's a little difficult. But here goes VFX. He is using that DRS to good effect, and he does dive down the inside, but Arjun has the inside for the next right-hander, and it's a U-turn as he goes. Both of them go a little wide there, and you would really want to hug the apex and hug the inside curb there, but it seems like VFX is behind for now. The yellow flag, is that oxidized rage? It is, and that's approaching the Wellington Straight. He had a moment there, as VFX now he is in pole position to win this battle. He is just 2 tenths behind Arjun Shah, and it seems like he is going to overtake his rival at the end of the straight. So let's follow this battle for a while. And something else is the gap up front, as here goes VFX on Arjun Shah. Arjun Shah hangs it round the outside here, and VFX will have the outside for the next corner. Let's see if he goes for it. He doesn't. Arjun Shah places his car really nicely there in terms of being in the middle of the track, and he will have that position. So he's hanging on right now. He knows that somehow he has to ensure that VFX gets a 3-second penalty. That's the only way he can keep this P5. Nevertheless, we are already on the last lap of the race, so it seems like for now it will be Caesar, Herschel and Sid Venkatesh. Finally, for Sid Venkatesh, it is going to be a podium for him on track. We will see about that 5-second penalty, and if that's going to be removed by the stewards. But Sid Venkatesh is probably going to finish on the podium right now, and this would really make him really happy here. Okay, something which I did not notice is Herschel might actually win the race here because of the penalties, which he won't really win the race. Sorry, that was absolutely pathetic maths from my end. But Caesar is going to win with Herschel in P2 and Sid Venkatesh in P3. So that's probably going to be the podium for this race. As Caesar wins the feature race in Britain, Herschel will finish P2 ahead of Nova, and here comes Sid Venkatesh. The gap he has is not enough for some reason. Okay, he had penalties which I completely forgot about, so sorry about that. but Nova does finish in P3, so that's a podium for Nova. VFX finishes ahead of Arjun as expected because of time penalties. PSI finishes in P7, and Redstone Up will finish ahead of Quick Killer in P8. So it will be Redstone Up who starts the sprint race on pole, and he has a, does he have a fastest lap? I believe he does. Quick Killer in P9 there. Oxidized Rage is about to complete his final lap, so he will finish P10. Cal will finish P11, and the only non-finisher we had was Phantom in the earlier part of the race. Right, so that's your grid order in terms of finishing, and what this will mean is Redstone Up and PSI Legends will start on the front row for the sprint race, and Arjun Shah and VFX will be lining up behind them. Everyone will be probably on the hard tires because it is 11 lap sprint race if I'm not wrong, as the game gives Nova West driver of the day because he started P9 and finishing P6 there. So a welcome podium for Caesar as he makes his way up the driver standings, but Nova is on the podium again, so that will help him in his championship fight. And Arjun Shah, because of the penalty, was P2 at the start of this race, will probably drop further points to Nova. But that's your final classification on the screen for the feature race, and we will have a short break here and we will come back for the sprint race in just a couple of minutes. Right, welcome back. Is the stream still on? Because I see something else here. But yeah, welcome back, and we are back for the sprint race. And it's overcast here. Not sure if it's raining, but it is definitely overcast, and it's a lot more cloudy than it was in the feature race. So it's an 11 lap sprint race, and it will be on the hard tires as everyone would be. Doesn't seem to be raining right now, so on those fixed setups drivers should be on the dry tires right now, and let's hope for a good start here. Right, so that's a confirmation. It is hard tires for everyone, as we have Rehan in P13 who has joined us. He probably joined in between sessions, so he could not participate in the feature race, but he is here for the sprint race. He will start dead last. But yeah, as you know, in the feature race, the top 8 who finish in the feature race, the grid is reversed for them for the sprint race. So it means Caesar, who won the sprint feature race, will start P8 here, and Redstone Dub, who finished P8, will start P1. As running down the order, it's PSL Legends joining him in the front row, Arjun Shah in P3 and VFX in P4. These two had a really intense battle in the final part of the race. Rather on race wrong, I think both of them were battling for almost the entire period after the safety car actually came in. Sid Venkatesh in P5, Noah West, Herschel and Caesar, who went on to the podium, are now starting P6, P7 and P8. Quick Killer, Oxidized Rage are on the 5th row of the grid. Thieves Can in P11, and Phantom, who was unable to finish his feature race, is starting P12 with Rehan in P13. So let's hope for a good race this time around, and we have a confirmation from one of the drivers, which is PSI Legends, who's starting on the front row, that there is no rain expected. So it's a typical English weather, although not that typical, because if it was not going to rain, I don't think we can call it typical. But nevertheless, it's very overcast here, and this should be a lot of fun. And let's hope that the drivers don't really get involved in incidents on lap 1 and there are no damage to everyone, so people can stick behind each other and don't really have to pit, because it's not mandatory to pit around here in this sprint race. So let's hope we see a lot of battles like in the first race. Right, the drivers are now lining up on the grid as yeah, Rehan is the last car on the grid, so once he pulls into his grid slot, we shall be hoping for the start of the race, and the 5 lights should come on the screen. As that's the first 2, 3 red lights, 4 and 5 lights. It's a long wait, no lights on the grid as we are underway, and it seems like a good start from PSL Legends, but that's VFix is taking is that VFix into turn 1? I'm not really sure, but it's Arjun who has got the lead, and Redstone Up is leading, but behind is PSL Legends, who has lost a position to Arjun now, and it seems like VFix is battling him for the final place on the podium. So let's ride on board with VFix and see if he takes a position. No, he doesn't, as Nova has picked up a place, and I'm not really sure who lost a position there, as Nova, Caesar and Herschel all have gained a position each, as Nova goes really wide there, so this will invite Herschel, but Nova cuts back, and let's follow Nova here because VFX will be putting the pressure on PSI Legends. And let's see how this battle unfolds. The top 2 are now getting a gap, and Arjun, if he can keep it clean, the kind of pace he has, his VFX goes wide, and that invites Nova into the fray, but he will hang back for now, but he will be hoping to make a move soon and capitalize on that mistake which was made by VFX. So let's see, as Nova, because of dirty egg, goes wide there, VFX is apex, and behind it is Caesar, who is now making life difficult for Herschel, but it seems like he'll hang back for now, and is Oxidize going on a move on Quick Killer. He's definitely in the slipstream, is now side by side and then ahead of the driver in front. As Caesar is going for a move, no he's not, he's hanging back for now, and he is ensuring that Herschel knows he's there, and at the same time as he goes, a wash of dirty air for Caesar there. He loses some momentum, but he is fine for now as the leaderboard is glitched, so don't pay attention to that. Caesar is not in P3, he is in P8 as far as I know. And is that Nova going on VFX? So VFX has gone really wide there, and I believe Nova almost got ahead of VFX there, but he's behind now. And up front, Arjun Arun Shah has a really healthy lead. The leaderboard is really confusing right now. Yeah, it's back now. Is it back now? Yeah, now it's back. And Arjun Arun Shah has a really good lead here in P1, as it's PSI Legends and Redstone Dub who are fighting for P2, and Redstone is just ahead of PSI Legends for now. So VFix, instead of Venkatesh is the first driver to get a penalty. But yeah, as I was saying, instead of really challenging PSI for the final podium positions, VFX is coming into the clutches of Novaves, who is determined to make sure that he gets on the podium again here. So really good exit from VFX, but probably a slightly better one from Nova. He's into the slipstream now, and they will go side by side as VFX decides a little later that he wants to cover the inside, but Nova goes round the outside. I think VFX will have the position, but he gives the inside to Nova, and let's see how Nova breaks here. He breaks a little late, and will pinch VFX at the apex, and that's Nova probably through with that slight contact as Nova's right rear tire and VFX's left front tires collided as behind. Caesar has gotten past Herschel, so that's an important move for Caesar if he has to challenge these two drivers who will be making their way through the field. But up front, PSI Legends is still behind Redstone Dog, but look at the gap which Arjun Arunsha has is behind. I think there's a battle brewing here. It's a 3-car battle as Phantom and Rehan are behind Quick Killer now. And let's see if Herschel is making a move. Is Herschel making a move on Caesar? He is. He's trying for sure. Caesar keeps him at bay for now, and this is going to be a good battle as Caesar is able to take that position, but Sid Venkatesh will now take advantage of that. But Phantom has gotten ahead of Rehan there in P11. I think he was already ahead of Rehan, but both of them are now challenging Quick Killer for the final place in the top 10. As here goes Sid Venkatesh. That's a good switchback move trying to make there, but he backs out of it because it was really way too close. And up front, it's PSI Legends on Redstone Dub. I think that's a move which is incoming, and Rehan has overtaken Phantom again. So here goes PSI Legends on Redstone Dub. So that's PSI into P2. He makes the move stick, and let's see if Nova can follow through. He is behind for now. Does he go for a move on the inside here? He's going for it. He is going for it, but he was, oh, that's unfortunate contact again for Noah. So a lot of wheel banking going on as far as Noah is concerned this weekend, but I'm not sure if he has damage. Let's see from another camera angle, as up front the gap which Arjun has is almost 2 seconds, so that is a really healthy lead, and he can just ensure that he focuses on his own sector times. As Redstone Dub, that was a dive bomb and a half on PSL Legends, and he has lost all track position, probably has damage as well. And is VFX, let's ride on board with Redstone Dub. No, it doesn't seem to have any damage, but that was very opportunistic from him. And let's see, Noah almost runs into the back of PSL Legends here. Let's ride on board with VFX and see if Noah is able to make a move here. Behind, you can see Caesar has lost time to VFX and Noah despite all this battling, and it's Herschel who is also keeping up with him. So if Caesar is not careful, he will have to switch his attention to defending from Herschel rather than attacking VFX and Noah. But that's a good line by Noah through the hanger straight, and that's an easy move for him as Noah is into P2 now, and PSI Legends has to settle for P3 and will soon have VFX on his gearbox. It's further behind. These three are just inseparable right now for P10. That's a really good battle for P10 as Quick Killer, Rehan and Phantom. So Quick Killer still in front of both these drivers, but Rehan has overtaken Phantom here, and he is he going for a move right now? No, but he has gone completely wide there, probably missed his braking point. And up front it's VFX who is behind PSI Legends, who will have the DRS, so it might be a little difficult for VFX to make a move stick this time around, but let's see how they get on to the Wellington Straight. Yeah, PSI has DRS, so nothing doing for this time around. As further behind, Redstone Dub, after that incident with PSI Legends, is still very much in the race and is now challenging Oxidized Rage for the 8th position, as Phantom has a 3-second penalty and he is now just behind Quick Killer. Is he going for a move? He definitely was trying there, but he stays behind for now. Is PSI Legends on Nova. I don't know what happened there, but Nova has lost a bit of a time there to PSI Legends, and this will be a real opportunity for him as he almost runs to the back of him again. And let's see, VFX can take advantage of this battle here. I think he will. No, PSI Legends does have DRS, so he will stay ahead for now, but let's ride with PSI. He doesn't seem to have damage, and he is challenging Nova for the position here. Redstone Dub has overtaken Oxidized now, so he is into P8. And let's see if Oxidized can fight back here. He can't. I think that overtake was done just on the hanger straight. So for now, Oxidized will have to stay back. As up front, it's PSI Legends who has lost a few very important tenths to Nova. He will still have DRS, but he will have also VFix, who is just raring to get a move done on him. So let's see how this one goes down the Wellington Straight. And up front, Arjun's lead, which was I think around 2 seconds before Nova went into P2, is now 1.5 seconds. So Nova has taken out 5 tenths from Arjun's time, and now he's taken out 7 tenths from his time. As it seems like has Arjun made a mistake somewhere, because he lost a lot of time in just 1 or 2 corners there. It's fine for now, it seems, but VFix still behind PSI Legends, and because PSI Legends does not have DRS now, Nova is quite ahead. This is a real opportunity for VFix to get into the podium position, as Caesar is not far behind, as Nova gets a 3-second penalty. So that's a shame, and that pretty much confirms, if VFix and Caesar keep it clean, that Nova might not finish on the podium. As here goes VFix. Does he have the straight line speed? He does, but just runs out of the straight there. There's a yellow flag that is probably for Thieves Cal in sector 2, and not having the best of races is Thieves Cal, but he still keeps going as always, so kudos to him. And Noah West with the fastest run now is really putting on a charge on Arjun in P1. So maybe I think it will be just at the end of the race, or maybe on lap 9, where Nova might just about catch Arjun. But as we know, catching is one thing, passing is another. So we're riding on board with VFix, and don't forget Caesar is right behind this battle. So if either of these drivers make any mistakes, Caesar will capitalize. As here goes Caesar. Is he actually going to make for a move right now? He is, and he almost makes it done, but that's good defending from VFix, and it's really good racing side by side, as both the drivers give each other space. And for now they both stay behind PSI Legends. This must have helped him out, because the more VFix and Caesar battle, the more time he has to plan out his defense. And Nova, look at that, Nova is really closing up to Arjun now. So I'm not sure, this is not a track where you get wing damage, since if you're leading, because there are no walls around. But Arjun seems to have lost a lot of pace here. And for now, is Nova going for a move? I think he is on this lap. He will go for a move down the inside. He tries, it's a half-hearted lunge if I say so, and he is behind for now. Let's see if he goes for a dive down the inside on this left-hander. He is making Arjun aware he's there, but still not fully committing to it. As VFX on PSI Legends, that battle is still going on. And it's, what happened to PSI there? Oh, he's completely lost it at the, I think that was under traction, and that gives all the track position to VFX and Caesar. And now these two will battle it out for the podium position, as VFX will not have DRS anymore, but Caesar will. So what a race we have on our hands here. These two will not really were able to battle in the feature race, as PSI Legend is disqualified. So somewhere or the other he is not able to finish both races for the second weekend in a row, and Nova has lost a lot of time here to Arjun. So I'm not really sure what happened there. And Phantom has pit. What happened to Phantom? Is it a wing change? It is a wing change, so maybe with a contact with someone, but Phantom has pit, and PSL Legends has had enough. So that's really unfortunate. He was really looking good there in P3 and probably put on the power at the wrong time, and that is his race over. Probably was trying to come back onto the track, but did not really happen. So we have this battle in front of us. There's another battle for P6 going on with Redstone Dub challenging Sid Venkatesh, but they are not as close as these two are. Sid Venkatesh gets a 3-second time penalty, and here goes Caesar. Is he close enough to make a move? I think he is, and VFix places his car at the middle of the track again, and laps are running out for Caesar and VFix both. If they want to challenge Nova for a podium here, and that was very close. I must say that was really close, because Caesar almost ran into the back of him, and look at the gap which Noah has on VFX. It's 2.8 seconds is behind. It's redstoned up now on a charge, and he should be hoping to overtake Sid Venkatesh. The next corner is complete Sickers, the first corner of Abbey there, and it's the Oxidized Rage getting a 3-second time penalty. As up front is Caesar going to go for a move here on VFX. He seems to be a little bit far behind to make any kind of move here. Yeah, he will have to stay behind for now. And here is Redstoned up going really wide. He gets a 3-second penalty as well, so that's not really helping us. Let's have a look at the penalties now, because tires is not really something we need to have a look at, but that's the time penalties for you. As Caesar now on VFX, so Caesar is going to make a move on VFX now, but both of them have lost valuable time to Nova, who is again almost on the back of Arjun Arun Shah. So not really consistent, it seems like Nova today, maybe a lack of practice, but he is still maintaining that gap of 3+ seconds on VFX and Caesar. So he will still keep his podium, it seems like, unless these guys can really catch up to him or his tires die out at the last stage of the lap. As behind, Redstoned will not be able to make a move on Sid Venkatesh here. As now we will start. Have you already started the final lap of the race? No, we have not. They're going to start the penultimate lap of the race, and I think this is the lap where Caesar would want to make that move done. He knows the gap to Nova is just around that 3-second mark, and if they are not careful, Nova will run away with this one, who has again fallen out of DRS of Arjun Arun Shah. Has lost 3/10 to him, so not really sure what's the deal with Nova's pace today. But VFX goes defensive, absolutely defensive, but I don't think Caesar has enough straight to make a move, so he will stay behind for now, and all this is doing is helping Nova to solidify his P2. As further behind, Redstoned up is still behind Sid Venkatesh, and even if he does overtake Sid Venkatesh now, because of time penalties, and assuming the time penalties remain the same for the rest of the lap or the rest of the race, Redstone will finish behind, as he had a little bit of a moment coming out of that corner. As up ahead, I think this is the lap where Caesar will probably make his move. He has 2 more chances to go, but he wouldn't want to wait until the last lap because of the gap to Nova, who is again into the second round. Here goes Caesar now down the inside, and this should be a move as they have bang wheels. VFX is trying to hold it around the outside, but Caesar has made the move stick, and now is VFX going to actually dive it down the inside? He doesn't for now, he stays behind Caesar, trying to give him enough space. Oh, that's a little bit of a contact there, and here goes VFX again. Nova puts the fastest lap, and look at the time he has gained on these two. These two have lost a lot of time because of this battling. It's 4.3 seconds now, so Nova should finish P2 irrespective of what happens in this battle, unless he makes a mistake somewhere. As behind, Redstoned up and Sid Venkatesh are still going at it, and it seems like Sid Venkatesh will finish ahead in that battle, as VFX is now quite behind Caesar, so he will not really take that position. And let's see what Redstone does. He's again losing it out of that corner, so not having the best of the tractions around there, and he will be behind Sid Venkatesh for now. So up ahead, this is the first time Noah has been so close to Arjun in front. So here is Nova in the final lap of the race. He has a 3-second penalty, so might not count either way, but he is going to challenge Arjun Arun Shah for the race win, and Caesar has a 3-second penalty, so this means that it will be VFX who will finish on the podium if he is able to keep it clean for the half lap which remains in this race. So let's quickly see if Noah is close to Arjun. He is not for now, so it means that Arjun should be finishing in P1 here, and Nova will finish P2. Right, round the final corner comes Arjun Arun Shah. He drove a flawless race here today. I think he was P4, and that's a really good win for Arjun. He is in P1 with Noah finishing P2. We fix the final podium getter in P3. Caesar finishes P4. Herschel in P5. Sid Venkatesh will finish P6 despite his penalties. Red Stundap in P7. Oxidized Rage will finish P8. Quick Killer, yet to complete his lap, will finish P9. And you can see with Rehan, who missed the feature race, will finish P10 because the people behind him are a long way behind, with Phantom and Teevscal bringing out the rear of the field. Right, so that's Quick Killer into P9, Rehan into P10. Phantom is now navigating Stowe here, so he has still some time to go. He had to make a pit stop and a wing change. He probably had a coming together with some other driver on the track, and he will finish P11 here. With Teevscal will finish. Okay, so Phantom is really taking out his frustration here. He will finish P11, and Teevscal will finish in the last place. Right, so let's quickly go through the race classifications, and after that we will have podium interviews. Right, so final race classifications on the screen, so that I don't get any comments against me in the Discord. Arjun Arun Shah winning that race. Beautiful drive from him from P4, or rather P3, and a good start from him. Noah in P2. VFX rounds out the podium in P3. Caesar finishing P4 because of time penalties. Herschel in P5. Sid Venkatesh in P6. Red Stundap in P7. Oxidized Rage finishing P8. Quick Killer in P9. Rehan finishes in 10th. Phantom in 11th. Teevscal in 12th. And the only non-finisher of this sprint race was PSI Legends. Right, so we will then quickly go to the party and see if we can invite a few people, especially the podium getters, and have a quick chat with them. Right, so VFix is here. VFix, if you can just hang on, we will wait for the drivers to join in. Caesar is here as well. We will wait for Nova and Herschel. I'm not sure if Arjun is actually going to join.
Sup?
Right, so let's start with you, VFix. You finished P3 in the sprint race, and
Yeah, Nova, you're audible.
yeah, I can't hear Nova. So, Nova, can you say something, please?
बोलो नीम का पत्ता कड़वा है.
Okay, Herschel is also here. Nova, are you there? Because I can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. So let's start with you, Fifix. For the sprint race, you finished P3 after a lot of battling with Caesar and also spending a few laps behind PSI Legends and Redstone Dove. So how was your race? And how was your feature race as well? Because it was the safety car again, which ruined a few races or strategies for the drivers around.
Yeah, I think me and Burn may land need to have a chat. First of all, just messy to be honest is really messy. Hardly any practice will do that on a track, but then again, there was so much there was so much battling. Like I hardly think I raced like one lap without having to or either try and attack or defend. And yeah, feature race was so got screwed by the safety car again, but that's just that's becoming the norm now. So kind of getting used to it. And then the sprint race, yeah, good battling with Caesar and PSI. Just unfortunate for him, just spun it on the last corner. And then with Caesar, I had a good battle, but then yeah, he took me, and then I was gonna plan one last assault on the hanger straight, but then he got that penalty, so I just brought the car home. That's basically it.
Right, a strong race from you as well as you climb up to P3, I believe it will be. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll have to wait for the points table for to be updated for that. And let's move to Herschel now. Very strong race by you, Herschel. Are you able to hear me and
Yes, yes, I'm here.
describe your race, because you finished P2 in the feature race and got a bit lucky, if I must say, with the safety car and that wing damage and penalties to Nova. So, how was your race?
Yeah, very lucky. I mean, I'm sure the guys who started on hards must be kicking themselves because of the safety car. I mean, got so unlucky. I mean, it was clear from the sprint race pace that they had pace, a lot of pace. I mean, so P2 and P5 is a really good result for me this weekend. So, looking forward to the next one.
Right, congratulations on that podium, and what a debut season you are having in the Indian Racing League. So, quickly becoming one of the fan favorites, and we also see a lot of love in the comments for you. So, definitely you have a lot of backing, and we hope you continue such performances in the future race.
I'm sure.
Right,
Thank you.
so coming to Caesar, we'll go to Noah last because I want to save the best for the last. But Caesar, I think you have learned your lesson here, because safety car was the prime reason you did not win or were not on the podium in the feature race in France. So was that the decision, or was that the reason why you started on the softs this time around?
Yes, being Britain, I knew there could be a safety car, and yeah, judging by the tire life, I think hard could have gone a lot longer than the standard pit stop. So yeah, I was while making the strategy call, I did had a look of two drivers around, or at least in the front, and I saw all of them on hards, and that also contributed to the decision to start on the softs. And fortunately, two out of the three in front started on the hard compound, so that made the choice even better in the end. And I think at that, and the safety car obviously added to it, and yeah, that helped me get my first win in the feature race, which is always nice.
Right, and describe those very weird moments under the safety car. I think you and Noah had contact twice, so we will ask Noah for his point of view. But from your end, what was happening around those laps before you pitted?
I have no idea. I was just managing my pace within the delta, and then all of a sudden just looked behind for a second, and he just came and hit me from behind. And similar was the case at the entry, trying to manage the speed, the entry speed, but then again I got hit, and that gave me a 5-second speeding penalty. But yeah, even after that, I think I just managed the pace pretty well. That I didn't, I still managed to win the race even after the additional penalties I had. So it was weird getting hit by Nova twice, but yeah, it is what it is. I ended up winning, so all good.
Right, so congratulations once again, Caesar, on that feature race win. And you almost got the podium in the sprint race, but because of the time penalties, you just missed out, because V6 behind usually never gets penalties. So well done on that as well. P4, not a bad result at all. And now coming to Nova. So Nova, please walk us through your races, and especially those incidents with Caesar under the safety car.
I have I had a brake failure. Let's just say that a controller failure. What more like?
Okay.
I don't know, I was just watching the Delta and then Caesar was just stopped on the track. And by the time I broke, it first of all didn't respond. There's kind of like a delay when I brake.
Okay.
So
And yeah,
I
yeah,
just
go on, go
went
on.
into the back of him. And in the pit entry, I was actually trying to overtake him because he was just too slow. And I know you can go faster than the Delta shows in going into the pits. But I don't
Oh,
remember
okay.
hitting him. I don't know how that happened.
No, I think there was definite contact because
I was
when
on
we were
his.
watching you, I think there was contact just going into the pits as well, which gave you another
Yeah,
5 second
maybe when the
penalty,
AI
and
took over. Yeah, yeah.
probably, yeah, that could be the case. But nevertheless, those were very interesting moments, and probably some unresolved issues between the two of you, which
Those.
you need to talk about. But talk about your
No, I
feature
think
race
I
in
had the
terms
pace. I
of.
could have overtaken him easily. I don't know.
I think
That's
that
more
remains
of
to be
my
seen for
loss than
the
his.
next race, which I believe is in Monza. But in terms of the sprint race, sorry, the feature race again, you were getting a lot of time penalties. So was it just lack of
Yes.
practice, or was
No,
it dirty air?
that was my controller acting up. I almost spun twice in the sprint race as well because my throttle got stuck at the R2 button. I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
just
So
managing this race
you
was just impossible.
okay? So you
A
need a
nightmare to
new
be
piece of
honest.
machinery, and probably we need
Yeah,
people
I
to
don't think I
donate.
can race next week
Okay, that's a little
with
unfortunate,
this
but
controller.
let's hope people can pitch in to buy a new controller along with that PS Plus connection. But nevertheless, congratulations on the double podium.
Sounds
So a
good.
good race in sprint race as well.
I
Since
mean,
you finished P2, you were
after all
catching
that
Arjun at the
happened,
last, but
I'll take it.
yeah, I'm sure you will take it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
every
just
time
to
I got close to him, I would just start spinning.
yeah, we realized that on the stream because you were catching up to him, you were within DRS, and then again you lost 5 6 10. So that was a
Yes.
little puzzling to see, but nevertheless, good haul of points for you because you finished on the podium in both the races. And I think you got the fastest lap as well in the sprint race, so that should be an additional 2 points
What?
in your bag. I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll have to probably watch that back. But anyway, that's it from the Comsbox this weekend. Congratulations again to the podium getters. That was a very good race you guys put on. And I hope there's a lot of discussion in the Discord channel for further entertainment. But for now, I think this is it from us, and we will see you next weekend where we will have the F1 races on Fridays and Saturdays. I think it's Spain next time around, and for the F2 race on Sundays 10 p.m. it will be Monza in Italy. So that should be a lot of fun, and hopefully fewer wings flying around than what we are used to. But with that being said, that's it from the Comms Block this weekend. Hope you enjoyed this race. Please leave a like if you did and subscribe if you haven't yet. This is You Can Beat Me signing off. Take care of yourselves and goodbye.